You dismissed my mother in her own house.
Come here. Kneel.
Paul Atreides is about to face the Gom Jabbar.
Stop. Put your hand in the box.
On the surface, it's a simple test.
Remove your hand from the box, and you die.
But the more I've revisited this scene in the book, Lynch's 1984 version and the newer films, the more I've come to realize there is something deeper here. A message that reframes how the Dune saga is meant to be understood. And it all starts here, with the Bene Gesserit and the Reverend Mother.
No need to call the guards. Your mother stands behind that door. No one will get past her.
It's a test that is designed to see if his humanity will overcome his animal impulses.
Are you suggesting that Duke's son is an animal?
Let us say, I suggest you may be human.
When you compare Lynch's version to Villeneuve's, the older scene leans much more on dialogue. It gives us clearer context, spelling out what's really going on. And if you listen closely, it actually reveals a key detail, one that's easy to miss, especially if you only seen the newer adaptation. Basically, it's a flawed test. The Reverend Mother didn't expect Paul to survive.
No woman, child, ever withstood that much.
She wasn't just questioning him, she was pushing him to his limits. Only his limits turned out to exceed hers, which explains what we hear next.
Could he be the one? Maybe. But will he be ours to control?
It's a small moment, but it speaks volumes, and it fits perfectly with the more somber, almost pessimistic tone that the newer version brings to its adaptation.
You chose to train him in the way, in defiance of our rule. He wields our power. He had to be tested to the limits.
Yet the conclusion of the event is still the same. Everyone is terrified. Jessica is scared of what will happen to her son. The Reverend Mother is scared of Paul's potential, and Paul is scared of everything he doesn't yet understand.
What does it mean? That I could be the one?
It's a very well written introduction that flips the power dynamic and simultaneously manages to plant seeds for what's coming. And the foreshadowing, that's something I want you to keep in mind throughout the rest of the video, because it's at the heart of why the Gom Jabbar is such an important narrative detail. And to see that more clearly, listen to how the brilliant Denis Villeneuve frames it.
Paul's character is understanding that first he has been trapped, but that more importantly, it has been trapped by his own mother. That will create a tension that will go through the whole movie after.
And the feeling of being trapped becomes a powerful image of something deeper, because if you step back and look at the bigger picture, almost everything this film presents mirrors what Paul feels in that room. A loss of control. A forced destiny. A tightening clutch he can't break away from.
I'm following someone, and it triggers a holy war.
That tension of being bound by forces larger than himself, it echoes through the entire story.
An event that Paul will fear through the whole story, the idea that tremendous amount of violence and pain will come out of his journey.
This question of free will versus destiny doesn't just haunt Paul, it's what defines him. And it's not just abstract ideas, rather something Frank Herbert, the author of the original book, designed deliberately as a warning. But to truly understand what that means and how it connects back to the Gom Jabbar, I need to show you some key examples. By zooming out a bit, you can find a big correlation between the tension of the box and how the dunes of the desert are presented. Arrakis is more than a setting, it's a trap. While it's not exactly stated like that in the films, it's designed to feel that way.
What do they say about this hellhole again? To shower, you scrub your ass with sand, my lord. That's what they say.
In the beginning, its purpose is to corner the Atreides family, but by the end of the first book, or Dune Part 2, it's reversed. Paul and the Fremen use their knowledge of the desert to trap the Harkonnens, and even the Emperor himself. It's similar to the switch of power that happens in the early scene, when the Reverend Mother suddenly realizes what she's actually dealing with.
Paul is put under so much pain, something deep inside his subconscious that was hidden there will go closer to the surface.
Like Villeneuve is explaining here, feelings like pain can also be linked to vital parts of Paul's arc, all the way from his hand in the box until his fight with Fade Harkonnen. He wins the duel, at least in the latter movie, by enduring the pain of the blade, tricking Fade into thinking he has the upper hand.
You fought well, Atreides.
It might seem like a small-scale connection, but it gives the story a brilliant through-line, all the way from when he was an innocent child to when everyone is shouting his name.
Lead them to paradise.
What is the message? What is the statement
Well,
that you're attempting to make here?
don't trust leaders to always be right.
Like many have already pointed out, including Herbert, Paul isn't a hero, rather a character that's put in a morally complex situation. But you might wonder how that actually connects to the test of the Gom Jabbar. Well, if you think about it, the situation turns into a perfect metaphor, symbolizing the impossible choice Paul has to make. Does he drink the water of life and become the voice of the outer world, a slave to the future with enormous power that he can't control, something he clearly sees in front of him before making the decision?
All my visions lead to horror. Billions of corpses scattered across the galaxy.
Or should he refuse, leaving the Harkonnen and the rest of the galaxy to annihilate the Fremen and everything he holds dear? Like the test, he can't escape these choices. He has to keep his hand in the box, otherwise everything will fall apart.
I worked to create a leader in this book who would be really an attractive, charismatic person, for all the good reasons.
I'd very much like to be equal to you.
Then, power comes to him. He makes decisions. Some of his decisions made for millions of people, millions upon millions of people, don't work out too well.
Ultimately, that's the paradox Herbert keeps returning to. Power will test you, but passing the test doesn't mean you've won. It just means you've convinced yourself that you can control it. This is something Paul makes very clear. He metaphorically keeps putting his hand in the box again and again through choices that hurt him, through consequences that spiral beyond his reach. And that's why the story always circles back to that room, that moment, that one quiet command.
Put your right hand in the box.
Because that's where Paul's illusion of control begins. Not with power itself, but with the belief that he can survive it without being changed.
I remember your Gom Jabbar. Now you'll remember mine. I can kill with a word.
Of course, there are also other factors playing a part in this story. Fade Harkonnen does take the test and seems to pass it. From this perspective, it's clear that the Gom Jabbar is more of a tool for the Bene Gesserit than anything else. A trial to find the human nature in the individual and thereby finding his or her weakness.
A sociopath of high intelligence. Driven, cruel, but strongly motivated by honor.
But if we move back to Paul, there is also a lot of outside influence that affects his decision. His mother gently guiding him towards a path she believes is his destiny. The spice tightening its grip on his mind, blurring time, reality and choice. His love for Shani and the fear of losing her.
You will never lose me, Paul Atreides. Not as long as you stay who you are.
But all of this only reinforces the deeper truth Dune keeps circling, that no matter how powerful we become, we're still just human, bound by fear, shaped by influence, vulnerable to forces we barely understand.
You need to see.
The science fiction here is more about the evolution of the human brain, and I think it's all about that. This is what Dune is about.
And what's one of the last words Villeneuve chose to write between Paul Atreides and the Reverend Mother before she leaves the room?
Goodbye, young human. I hope you live.
It's simple, yet striking, and creates a lingering question. Did the human Paul Atreides truly survive? Or was he lost, buried beneath the weight of the Lisan al-Gaib and the chosen one he became?
Consider what you're about to do, Paul Atreides.
Silence!
The video in front of you continues to delve into interesting science fiction, so click on it. And I wish you a great day. Bye bye.